Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. I seek refuge with Allah from the shaitan, the stone. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, with the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The topic is what Al-Quran says about Book of Musa, peace be upon him. This lecture, you're going to hear the concept of book as mentioned in the Bible for Musa, peace be upon him, because the Jews and the Christians uphold the status of Moses, peace be upon him. The Jews believe in Moses, peace be upon him. The Christians believe in the Moses, peace be upon him. And the Muslim believe in Moses, peace be upon him. All these three groups are believing in Moses. The Jews and the Christians believe according to the Bible. Whatever is stated in the Bible, they believe whatever is recorded. So in the Bible, I'll be dealing this topic in what the Bible has to say about the book of Musa, peace be upon him, and what the Quran has to say about Musa, book of Musa, peace be upon him. You will have a comparative view as well. Then I will be discussing, I will give you in a little summary what you are going to hear. I'll be giving you an introduction on the Bible, a small introduction of the Bible, and what the book of Musa was given to Moses according to the Bible. Then there is I will give you a small introduction about the Quran, also. Then what is the Torah of the Bible and what is the Torah of the Quran? Because this is what we know, the book is the Torah that was given to Musa, peace be upon him. Then you are going to hear what Allah did communicate to Musa, because this was the prophet Moses that God spoke to him directly. What God spoke to Moses, peace be upon him, and what the book was given to him. Then whatever the book was given to him, how this book descended in our times, what is that book existing in our times, and what book was given to Muhammad, peace be upon him, as well. Then you are going to hear what was given to Moses to the Pharaoh. Moses was sent to the Pharaoh, and what was given to him, in a not small brief introduction about that as well, and how the Pharaoh or the Pharaoh reacted with the message of Moses, peace be upon him. These are the few things you are going to hear. Now, this is the dua or the call of Musa, peace be upon him, before his deliverance, the message of Allah to the Pharaoh. Now before he's going to deliver the message to the Pharaoh, he prays, Qala Rabbi shrah li sadri. Moses said, "Oh my Lord, expand my chest for me. Wa yassir li amri, and make my task easy for me. Wahlul uqdatam min lisani, and open the knot from my language. Yafqahu qawli, so they may understand what I say." Whenever, first of all, Musa, peace be upon him, went to deliver the message to the Pharaoh, the message of Allah. Now, whenever we or any person wants to take up the Quran and wants to propagate Islam or the Quran, so that the difficulty that he arrives is the translation or the essence to be transferred in the language you speak. So Pharaoh did not speak Arabic language. So Moses has to deliver this message to the Pharaoh in the language he speaks. That's the job of every messenger. The job of the messenger is to speak the Arabic and the translation or the essence of the Arabic text into the language of the people. That's in Surah Ibrahim 14:4. You can check it later on. Now, whenever you deliver the message in the translated form, you make sure that what you have received, the message or the essence in Arabic. And then you have to transfer that essence to the people. So this verse does not say that in any part of the Quran that Musa, peace be upon him, used to stutter. No. He said, وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي, open, make my order task easy, وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي, and open the knot from my language that I'm going to speak, so they may understand what I say, so that people should understand what is being heard, because the transference of the Arabic text into at this moment is English. So I'm trying my level best to understand what I have understood from the Quran, the Arabic text, and transferred it into the English language. This is the problem with everybody. When Musa, peace be upon him, that is why he is asking, he said, "Oh my Lord, expand my chest for me and make my order task easy for me, and open the knot from my language, so they may understand what I say." That is the essence of these verses. So this was how he delivered the message to the Pharaoh. Now, first of all, since the Christianity or the Jews believe about the book of Moses, peace be upon him, according to the Bible. So I will first explain to you what the Bible is. The Bible here I hold in my hand, and you can see in the booklet as well later on. This Bible, it is divided into two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament is supposed to be the book of the Jews, almost half of it. And in that, from Adam to Moses, the narrations are there and various prophets are mentioned, and whatever the law was given, what was mentioned in the Bible, the Old Testament. The New Testament contains the time era for Jesus, peace be upon him. Gospel according to Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. This is what the Bible contains. And the whole book is believed by the Christians, but Jews believe the first part, the Old Testament. And if you will note in that page, one of the pages I read the booklet, I'll give you this page, is on 3. You see, in the Old Testament, the first 5 books, the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, these first 5 books are referred as Pentateuch. Pentateuch means 5, Penta. And these first 5 books are believed by the Jews and the Christians as the Torah. These first 5 books are supposed to be like chapters in an Old Testament. The first chapter, you can say, for our understanding, because they referred as books. The first 5 books, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, these 5 books are supposed to be believed as the Torah given to Moses. And in these 5 books is written, Moses was given the Torah. And the alwah, the tablets, Moses was given the tablets, stone tablets. Stone tablets given to Moses, as mentioned in these first 5 books. These 5 books describe that Moses brought the Torah and Moses got this stone tablets. That's in the Old Testament. Now, this is what the belief of the Jews and the Christians about the Bible, that the Old Testament describes the first 5 books as the Torah. And in Hebrew, Torah means instruction or the law. This is what the Torah. Now we are going to see what the Quran has to say. But before I come to the ayahs of the Quran, I would like to describe what is Quran. Because people in the world, they do not have the concept, especially the non-Muslims do not have the concept of the Quran. They believe that Quran is a book. Like this is the Quran I hold in my hand. This is what they believe. The book I hold in my hand is the Quran. In this book are ayahs, verses that are referred as the Quran. The ayahs that in the book. Now this book, whatever is written on a piece of paper and binded in a book form, we call this a book. In Arabic, for this is Al-Kitab. Now, this is referred as Al-Kitab, the book. When we read Iqra means read. When we are reading the book, that is Quran, reading. Quran means reading. So when I'm reading Al-Kitab, the book, the ayahs of the verses of Allah, when I'm reading this, that is the Quran. Quran means the reading. And this book I hold in my hand is a book written on a piece of paper in a book form. So remember this, there are two words. Quran means the reading and Al-Kitab means the book. These are two words. And you will see these two in the whole Quran. The book I read and the book which I'm reading, the book what you're hearing. When I'm reading the ayahs, when you're hearing from my words, what you hear, that is reading. And what is written on a piece of paper is the book. That difference you must understand. And these two you will see in the whole lecture. So there are many, many attributes of the book. So I will read on page number 5 and 6, I will read few attributes. That is an attribute of the book of Allah. In Surah Al-Baqarah 2 and Ayah 185, Al-Quran is an attribute of the book. Al-Kitab is the book, and the Al-Quran means the reading. Then there is the word At-Torah. In Surah Ma'idah 5 and Ayah 44, At-Torah, the law. And Surah Al-Imran, Al-Imran 3 verse 3, Al-Injil, the good news. Surah Anbiya 21, 105, Al-Zabur, the peace. Al-Baqarah 2 and Ayah 185, Al-Furqan, the criterion. Surah An-Nisa 4, Ayah 174, Burhan, the proof. Surah Hud 11, 96, Ayah Sultan, the authority. Al-Baqarah 2 and Ayah 231, Al-Hikmah, the wisdom. Al-Baqarah 2 and Ayah 2, Hidayah, guidance. Al-Baqarah 2, 185, Nazil, revelation. Surah Al-Najm 53 and Ayah 4, Wahyun, inspiration. Al-Baqarah 2, Ayah 75, Kalamun, speech, words. Surah Al-In'am 6, Ayah 104, Basair, insights. Al-Baqarah 2, Ayah 99, Ayat, verses. Surah Al-Buruj 85 and Ayah 21, Al-Majid, the glorious. Surah Jinn. Surah Al-Jinn 72, Ayah 1, Ajibun, amazing, the amazing. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5 and Ayah 15, An-Nur, the light. Surah Az-Zumur 39, Ayah 23, Ahsan al-Hadith, the most beautiful event, narration, incident. Surah Yusuf 12, Ayah 3, Ahsan al-Qasas, the most beautiful relationship. Surah Ibrahim 14, Ayah 25, Al-Amthal, the examples. Surah Al-Imran 3 and Ayah 138, Maw'idah, the sermon. Al-Hijr 15, Ayah 9, Al-Dhikr, the remembrance. Surah Al-Araf 7 and Ayah 145, Al-Wah, the tablets. Surah Anbiya 21, Ayah 48, Diyaun, shine. Al-Baqarah 2 and Ayah 99, Bayyinat, clarification. Surah Al-Araf 62, Risalat, messages. Surah Al-Imran 3, Ayah 44, Amba, the prophecies. Surah Mu'minun 23 and Ayah 68, Al-Qawl, the saying. Surah Al-Bayyinat 98, verse 2, Suhuf, pages. Surah Jasiyah 45, Ayah 18, Sharia, the way. Surah Tawbah 9, Ayah 48, Amrillah, the order of Allah. Surah Yunus 10 and Ayah 35, Al-Haq. Surah Al-Baqarah 2, Ayah 145, Al-Ilm, the knowledge. These are the attributes or the names of Al-Kitab, the book. They are not separate books. These are all attributes as recorded in the book of Allah as attributes of the book. What is a book? It is a criteria, Furqan. It contains ayat. It is a guidance. This is a description of the book. When you say book, what book? We are talking about Quran. Quran means reading. So book of Allah contains guidance. So you say it contains guidance. That's an attribute of the book. It is a book of guidance. Then you can say it is a book, it contains the law, the hukum, the Torah, the hukum. Then you say it has got a criteria. Then it has got it is Furqan, the criterion. Similarly, it is a full of wisdom. The book of Hakim is a book of wisdom, Hikmah. So these are all attributes of the book. They are not separate books. They are book of Allah contain above these attributes. There may be many more, but I have read few to educate that the book of Allah, the Quran, the reading contains these attributes. And you will note on page 7 in Surah Yunus 10:37, وَمَا كَانَ هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ أَن يُفْتَرَى مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَلَكِنْ تَصْدِيقَ الَّذِي بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ وَتَفْصِيلَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ مِن رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. And this Quran, the reading is not that can be produced from other than Allah, but it is a confirmation that is between His two hands and an explanation of the book. There is no doubt in it from the Lord of the worlds. Now if you note in the verse in Arabic, وَمَا كَانَ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ, you will see the word Quran in Arabic, the reading. أَن يُفْتَرَى مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَلَكِنْ تَصْدِيقَ الَّذِي بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ وَتَفْصِيلَ الْكِتَابِ. And you will see Al-Kitab, the book, in the same verse. The same verse contains these two words, Al-Quran, the reading, and Al-Kitab, the book. You see that? You can see this? So if I read this book, when I'm reading the book of Allah, that is the Quran, what you're hearing from my voice. That is the Quran, and this Quran that can never be produced by other than Allah. Whatever I read the ayahs of book of Allah, when I read the ayahs, this book you read, when you're hearing the reading, when you're reading the Quran, when you are hearing or listening to the Quran, the reading can never be produced other than Allah. And it is a confirmation. What is that is between His two hands? What you have been provided to you is a booklet containing the ayahs. So it is a confirmation. What I read, you confirm. It is a confirmation between His two hands, and it is an explanation or a detail of the book. So the book is being detailed. When you read, you come to know what it contains. So it becomes a detail from the book when you read. So Quran reading of the book, it details the book, it confirms from the book. So you can confirm from the book, the reading confirms from the book. What you are reading, you can see that is written in front of you, and it is a confirmation of the book. La rayba fihi min rabbil alamin. There is no doubt in it from the Lord of the worlds. So we see a book in front of us is the book of Allah, Al-Kitab, the book of Allah. When read, when you're reading it, that reading is a confirmation what it is you are holding between your two hands, and it is detailing the book. وَتَفْصِيلَ الْكِتَابِ, our explanation or detail of the book, what you read. So the reading details the book. And this is nothing very, not something with the Quran. You read any book. Whenever you bring a book, it contains certain pages. When you don't read it, you don't understand what it is. You come to know when you read the book, you come to know the contents of the book and the message in it. That is with the Quran. Quran means reading of the book of Allah. You come to know what the ayahs tell you in the ayahs. And this is how normal reading of a book or the reading of the book of Allah, that is all. The book you read, you come to know what it contains. Any book, similar with the Quran. Now coming to the word Torah, as mentioned, I read to you what the Torah of the first 5 books of the Old Testament, what the Quran has to say about the Torah. Was Torah given to Musa, peace be upon him? That's the lecture. Now coming to this verse, Surah Al-Ma'idah 5, ayah 44, page 9 and 10. Inna anzalna at-Tawra fiha hudan wa nur يحكم بها النبيون الذين أسلموا للذين هادوا والربانيون والأحبار بما استحفظوا من كتاب الله وكانوا عليه شهداء فلا تخشوا الناس واخشون ولا تشتروا بآياتي ثمنا قليلا ومن لم يحكم بما أنزل الله فأولئك هم الكافرون. Surely we have revealed at-Torah, the law, in it is guidance and light, and the prophets who submitted governed with it for those who are Hadu, lenient or Jews, and Rabbaniun, the lords, and Ahbar, the scholars, governed with it with what they were made to seek in order to memorize, preserve from the Kitab, the book of Allah, and they were witness over it. So you do not fear mankind and fear me, and you do not purchase my ayat signs for a little price, and who does not govern with what Allah has revealed, so they are kafirun, rejectors. Now in this ayah, the first two lines, Inna anzalna Torah fiha hudan wa nur, surely we have revealed at-Torah, the law. Yahkumu bi an-nabiyun alladhina aslamu. The prophets is in Arabic is plural, an-nabiyun. Nabiyun in Arabic is plural. Yahkumu bi an-nabiyun alladhina aslamu. We have revealed at-Torah, the law, in it is guidance and light, and prophets who submitted governed with it. Now who governed by the Torah? According to the understanding of the Jews, it was Moses got the Torah, and after Moses all the prophets governed with Torah. Even Jesus said in the Bible, I have not come here to destroy the Torah, the law, but I have come to fulfill in the Bible. So the Torah was the book, in the Hebrew is Torah. I am reading now from the Quran. What the Torah is the guidance and light, and all the prophets in Arabic, an-nabiyun refer to plural, means you cannot exclude any prophet who did not govern by the Torah. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, is the seal of the prophets. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the seal of the prophets. So every prophet governed by the Torah, including Muhammad, peace be upon him. Torah means the law of the book. So you cannot say only Moses got the Torah. There is not a single place in the whole book Quran where Moses and Torah came together. This is the concept of the Jews. Because the Jews say Moses got the Torah from God, so they are promoting this. And they have the right to promote the Jews. You are going to hear what the Quran is referring to Torah, all the prophets. You cannot exclude anyone. All the prophets governed by it. 136 times Moses, peace be upon him, name has mentioned the Quran. And there are various narrations. The highest number of the name mentioned in the Quran is with Musa, peace be upon him. In the Quran, you see the Jews are reading Bible. Why don't they take up the Quran to find out what the Quran has to say about Musa, peace be upon him? And once they see this, and I'm asking them, the Jews, or even Christian also, there are 136 times his name is mentioned, and there are a number of times his events are described, various events. Though this is not the topic of discussing the whole events, I'm just describing about the book. So this Moses, peace be upon him, got what book he got, that's we are going to discuss. So Torah means the law of the book. The law of the book. Quran, the reading. So all the prophets governed by it for those who were Hadu. And these Hadu they were made to seek in order to memorize. These Hadu or the Jews or the lenient, these people were memorizing the book. They were made to seek to memorize, preserve from the book, these Hadu. And they were governing the Hadu, the prophets and the Ahbar, the scholars, and the prophets, scholars, and the Rabbani, the lords. These three people, the prophets, the lords, and the Ahbar, the scholars, they were governing the Hadu from the Torah, the law. And these Hadu, Jews or lenient people, were memorizing it. They were seek to memorize from the book of Allah. So these Hadu had to memorize. They were made to seek in order to memorize. So Allah said, do not fear mankind and fear me. So 18 times the Torah is mentioned in the Quran. 18 times. And Musa's Islam's name is 136 times. And not a single place Allah did not say that Moses got the Torah. That's not mentioned in the book, in the Quran. So this concept I told you is coming from the Bible. And it's in the five books in the Old Testament. They are saying Moses got the Torah. This is what we have to identify. Now what is Torah in the Quran? Just give you in my points, you can note down. It is already mentioned that Torah, the law is mentioned 18 times in the Quran. A Torah, the law contains the government hukum of Allah, as mentioned in Ma'idah 5 and Ayah 43. A Torah, the law is a revelation from Allah. A Torah, the law is a guidance and light. All the prophets governed with it, including Muhammad, since he is the Khatam al-Nabeen, seal of the prophets. If the government is not made with the Torah, the law, as mentioned in the ayahs, so people are kafirun, the rejectors. What is written in the Torah, you can see in Surah Al-Ma'idah 5 and Ayah 45. In the following ayah, وَكَتَبْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ فِيهَا أَنَّ النَّفْسَ بِالنَّفْسِ وَالْعَيْنَ بِالْعَيْنِ وَالْأَنْفَ بِالْأَنْفِ وَالْأُذُنَ بِالْأُذُنِ وَالسِّنَّ بِالسِّنِّ وَالْجُرُوحَ قِصَاص فَمَنْ تَصَدَّقَ بِهِ فَهُوَ كَفَّارَةٌ لَهُ وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. And over them we have written in it that is the soul is with the soul, and the eye is with the eye, and the nose is with the nose, and the ear is with the ear, and the tooth is with the tooth, and the wounds are related. So whosoever gives charity with it, then that is a covering for him. And who does not govern with what Allah has revealed, then they are oppressors. Now in this ayah, what is written in the Torah? In this book we come to know that what is written in the law, or the Torah means the law, what is written in it? It's soul with a soul, and eyes with an eye. You must say, what it says, soul with a soul, eye is with an eye, nose with a nose, is not taking revenge. You must listen to me. I will be discussing a different topic, what the Quran says about qasas. Qasas means relationship. Instead of you take, you kill somebody in against killing, if somebody kills somebody, you don't have to kill back. You have to take the compensation, or a relationship has to be drawn according to situation. Or you say da'i or qasas. So these all what you say, if somebody injures your eye, you don't have to go and injure the eye of the other person. You have to, how to repair the eye, or what you can take the equal amount of loss you have. So this eye is with an eye, equivalent, you have to take the benefit. You will not take more, or you will not take less. According to situation, an eye should be balanced with an eye. Any compassion should be like an eye, a nose and with a nose, and ear is with the ear, tooth is with tooth, and the wounds are related. If somebody has hurted my feelings or wounds, so they are all related. And whosoever gives charity with it, then that is a covering for him. And who does not govern with what Allah has revealed, then they are oppressors. This does not indicate that if somebody kills, this is the Bible. That's again in the Bible, an eye for an eye. You break my eye, I will damage your eye. That's in the Bible. So Quran doesn't say that you go against. You have to take the compensation.